how's it going? I know I've dropped some shorts and stuff here and there. I think the last time I actually made a video was when I was test cutting with this experimental 4910. Things are just, I think that was like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I can't remember. This is the first time I've been out in the shop. I think I come out here last week and grabbed a screwdriver or something, but I've had no heat going. The ultrasonic cleaner is a solid cube of ice. I just turned it on and got the heater going. Hopefully it'll melt out of there. I'm going to try to get my shop warmed up throughout the night. I'm just going to keep coming out, and we got the wood stove running wide open. Everything is freezing cold in here, but I'm going to try to get the shop warmed up because I got a saw I want to do. Let's get everything warmed up and ready for the, I got to work this weekend too, so guess I'm going to try to do that saw on Friday or something. But I went and had this pulled. Now this isn't experimental. This was a dead cylinder that I did funky stuff to. Don't know. I imagine it's not going to last long because there's not a lot of ring support in it. Just trying things out. It's like what am I hurting? It's a dead cylinder. I took it in and got it dynoed. I had a ton of people asking me what they thought it would do compared to like some of my other ones. Well, it was freaking cold out and woods froze. I figured it was well over 6 horse. And it did pretty good for experimental port work. Its best pull I seen on the dyno was 7, and then it settled in at 6.48, so that's what we're gonna, it's like a 6.5 horse, super solid 6.4, but I think with a little bit of tuning, I didn't tune on the dyno. I took up enough of Joe's time. It was nice enough that he was able to sneak me in, but yeah. Think it's 6.48 would safe to say it's a good all around build. It was an experiment. I knew the cylinder wasn't staying on this chassis. I've got the piston is staying on that chassis because I need that piston for this cylinder right here. This is going to be the one I'm shooting for the moon on, which might end in failure too. I don't know. I'm going to do stuff to that cylinder that I've never done inside of a 4910, just because I want to try. But my dad is declining fast. I absolutely hate dementia, and the doctors warned me this was going to happen. According to the doctors, typically after diagnosis, they don't make it much past 7 years with the, we've known Dad's had memory issues since 2009. We just wasn't sure if it was Alzheimer's or dementia, and it might be a combination of both. And then you multiply it with the strokes that he's had. He doesn't got much gray matter left functioning up there. And I used to get, like, he deteriorated where he can't walk, he can't sit up on his own. I have to pick him up, I have to put him in a chair. And then he got to where he couldn't eat on his own, or I've been spoon feeding him. And then it got to where he can't eat anything solid. I have to blend everything up into like an applesauce texture. And then I'd get like, it was like 4 days where I could get him to eat good. Then I'd have a few off days, and then he'd come back, and I don't even get what we call a good day anymore. I get, at best, maybe 30 minutes out of a day where he's good enough where I can talk to him, and the dysphagia or whatever they call it's kicking in. I have a feeling we're going to lose him pretty soon. It's either going to be from a lung infection from him aspirating his food. He's losing the ability to swallow, and it's absolutely horrible that he can't swallow. He inhales his food, aspirates it, and it's absolutely gut-wrenching to see him damn near choked to death on, it doesn't matter if it's applesauce, anything I put in his mouth to try to get him to eat. I'm on baby foods. I make my own baby foods for him. It's horrible, guys. it's eating me to the core. Especially when he starts choking and gagging on something as simple as yogurt with no fruits or nothing in it, and he inhales his yogurt. You know, it's horrible. But the way the doctors are talking about it, he's either going to forget how to breathe and take him out, or he's going to end up going septic from lung infections or pneumonia, or bladder infection's going to end up taking him out, or he just flat out forget how to breathe. They tell me this disease that he's got is 100% fatal. When I was talking to palliative care and stuff, that they honestly told me they don't know how he's survived as long as he has, and I said, well, it's because I'm a persistent son of a bitch, and I do everything I can do to get stuff down him, and it's just, I've had horrible 3 weeks of every time I go to feed him, or he damn near chokes to death. It about lost him this morning, about lost him yesterday. 2 days ago he about choked to death. And when you inhale liquid, there's not a whole, without like a suction tube, there's not a whole lot you can do. You tip him up, you kind of pat him on the back. I've turned him upside down. You know, he's down to where he's maybe 80 pounds, and now that I can't get the mixed up nutrients like I was blending for him, like a whole pitcher full in him in a day, it's went from a whole pitcher full of nutrients that I could get in him. I'm literally doing good to get a small jar of turkey baby food and a little tiny yogurt in them. It's horrible. I have to use a 5 milliliter syringe to suck up fluids, and then gently put it into his mouth and hope to God it goes in the right hole. So that's why I've not been producing any content. It's just been, it's freaking killing me is what it's doing. But I want to get off that topic onto this. This was an experiment. I just did it to take my mind off some bullshit, and I was able to get out about 4 hours away from the house today, which I needed very bad. Joe pulled it. It made 6.48 horse. Its absolute best pull was 7, but I don't think it's it might hit 7 here and there. I don't think it would do 7 consistently. Too much heat build up. And I already talked to another gentleman that wants this top end because I don't want it. And I told him, I says, it may pop. He wants a sporty cylinder that he can like race it, like Sawfest and stuff for him. I'm like, it's experimental. I have not a clue how long it's going to last. It's super fun to run, but I told him if he got me another stock cylinder, that I just trade him out. He's pretty much getting a free port job. I basically just want another cylinder sitting here because I know I'm probably going to goof that one up. I'm probably going to destroy the piston and that cylinder trying this new build that I want to do, and I'm going to use this test mule as the platform to do it on, and then if it all works out good, I'm going to lift that cylinder and piston off, and the case, I don't have the cases here, I've got the crank. There's the crank. I sent the cases over to my buddy's house. He's going to powder coat them black, and I missed a phone call from the Echo place there. I think my parts are in for the cases and stuff too, my other piston. But yeah, I will, in this footage, I took a short little clip of it at Joe's, and I got a picture of the dyno pull. I'll probably post the dyno run and the picture on Facebook on some of the groups. There's going to be people that want to know that, but I wanted to make this video first, give it the best shot. I wanted you viewers to get the first info on there. The picture that I made in the post the other day was just a screenshot of a video I was showing of the port work, and that was the saw. I haven't tore it back apart yet, but I got another 4910 that I decided to take on. It was like spur of the moment type thing. I've actually got another 501 I'm going to do. This 501 I'm doing, I promised the guy, I think it was about a year ago that I'd do it. And he never got it. And then he messaged me the other day, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. I told him I would do it, and I'll still hold to it. It's probably going to be, I don't know, probably whenever I get this, whatever time I get his saw. I told him it's probably going to be 2 to 3 weeks before I could even get to it. My dad's birthday's coming up soon, and I honestly don't know if he's even gonna make it to his birthday. Hospice doesn't want to get involved until I can't get nothing down on. But I'll say this: it's horrible. Dementia is freaking horrible. And I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but it's just how life is. So I'll see that picture and this probably in the beginning of the video, and then probably the next time I show this on camera, it'll be tore down, and I'm probably not going to show what I'm doing on that cylinder, just in case if it works out and I manage to get my 8-horse. So if I get my 8-horse, I'm going to keep that with me. There's 5 to 6.5 horse builds that you guys can look back through my footages and figure out how to get. The 7 on ups I'm keeping for myself. It's just, I think I have the most seat time on Joe's dyno for people that build 4910s. I've put a ton of research into them, and I'm still dabbling in doodling. I don't think I'll ever give up on them. I'll say this, on that attempt, if I get it like 7.8, we'll probably continue to see if I can get the 8, but if I can't beat the 7.4 record that I have on that cylinder, then I'm going reed, and I'll build another reed saw. And knowing what I've learned from building them 3 reed saws, and then how I've gotten my piston port builds to make the same power as my reed saws, I think I can get even more out of my reed saws now. Downside is I don't consider a reed built 4910 a firewood saw. I'd really like to keep this. I'd love to get 8-horse on this and keep it within the rules as a firewood saw, but don't know if I'm going to make it. But we'll sure shit give it a try. So sorry I'm a Debbie Downer. Sorry I ain't putting out no footage. Life's been pretty hard on me lately. Been hard on my wife as well. She hates seeing Dad like that, and my daughter that lives with us, she hates. She's probably gonna take it the hardest when we lose him. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna try to get my shop warmed up tonight, and then hopefully I can get out here the next day or so and bust out a 4910, and then the next one tear this down, get involved on my 8-horse build, and I believe these are my cases that I'm going to use for the 371 project. I need to pick. I've been washing parts here and there when I could before I started back on this. I need to jump back on this 371 project and get that thing done. My piston came in for that. And, honestly, it's been the farthest thing from my mind. But I think I'm going to run the stove straight up wide open for the next 4 or 5 hours, and I'm going to go in and try to get another jar of baby food down Dad without him. I stretch it out, like I'll get a little bit down and then I'll slack off, especially because sometimes when he's gagging and choking and breathing in his food, it triggers an instant throw up mess, and then he throws up everything that I worked so hard to get down him. So if I get a little bit down on my slack off, let that digest for a little bit, So I think his stomach. When I think his stomach's empty again, then I go back at it and try to get more down him. We got some insured drinks too. I might try to get him insured out of him. It's just, I don't know. I'm beating my head against the wall with trying to take care of Dad, and it's downright horrible to see somebody go through this. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, but so you guys take it easy and have a good one.